Okay, so we made a Salon about the Vampire Diaries, a TV show.
which includes a family, and we use the salon as a forum to talk about the various themes of the show, including the two brothers that the show centers on, who, just can't seem to reconcile their differences because they happen to be in love with the same girl. Um, the show is set in the suburbs, and we talked a little bit about Mystic Falls, Virginia, where the show is set. There's actually an entire like fake tourism page that they created involving a bait and switch, because if you're familiar with the show, there was this entire plot line about the sun and the moon curse, which turned out to be nothing. We got a little bit pissed about that in the discussion group.
I know, right?
Right, nothing. Like all season long, they're like, ah! Including a hallucination. We talked about how one of the characters goes a little crazy, ends up stabbing a bunch of people. Regarding pride, one of the main characters, Damon Salvatore, totally prideful, won't ever admit he's wrong. Talked about that. Regarding an explorer, we broke down one of the newest characters, Professor Shane, total creeper. He's been all over the place, knows all kinds of things about everything, but I'm pretty sure he's a bad guy.
Nobody likes to know it all.
No. Involving a rumor, I started a rumor that one of the useless characters they've introduced this season is actually going to be the big bad for the season. We'll see how that goes. If I'm right, it's not a rumor. Then I'm a psychic. Involving coming of age, the show is a coming of age tale, and we talked about how everyone has changed over time on the show. Involving a challenge, the central character, Elena, has just been turned from a human into a vampire. Um, if that's not challenging, I mean, what else would be? Um, and she's the same one who had the hallucination and stabbed all those people, so we broke that down. Involving a myth, the entire show is about vampires, like what could be more mythological than that. Also, apparently there's a cure for vampirism, so we broke that down in the discussion group. We don't actually think there's a cure, because that's how this show works. Featuring an unwanted visitor, the previously mentioned explorer, Professor Shane, who is really creepy, he's unwanted. Nobody wants him around, and we mentioned that on the group. We don't want him
And similarly, the back of this card says Pedo Bear.
because creeper.
Creeper.
Creeper. Involving lost innocence. Previously mentioned Elena, who turns into a vampire, totally lost her innocence. Now she kills a bunch of people. And in that hallucination that we mentioned, stabs some people. Involving a journey, we have gone on an emotional journey with all of these characters, and they themselves are going on a journey from, human to vampire to who knows what else. Involving blindsiding, every single episode of the show is like the season finale, so it's always crazy and you're like blindsided by new information. Last night's episode, especially crazy. We broke that down on the forum, so you should check it out. Um, Involving a double take. One of the major double takes that we talked about was finding out that, spoiler alert, Elena is sired to Damon. Oh, what does that mean? Well, join us in the forum and talk about it. All right, that's it for us. Vampire Diaries Salon, you should join in.